Today we're going to talk about 6 tips to have a wonderful flight and flying experience with a toddler. So before we're even flying, we're going to decide what bag we are using for our toddler, as in their carry-on bag with all their stuff in it and toys, food, entertainment, all the things. So if this is a diaper bag, maybe it's a backpack that they take to daycare or school, first thing we want to do is we want to clean it out completely. Say it's your diaper bag. You might have nail clippers in there or too many fluids or this or that maybe isn't airport appropriate. So first thing we want to do, completely empty it out. Let's start fresh with whatever bag we are going to choose. Next, we are going to fill it with our essentials. So of course, things like diapers, wipes, extra outfits, depending on the age of your child. Of course, if they are still in diapers or potty trained or new to potty training, you need to pack outfits, diapers, undies as appropriate to your child, and always pack extra because this is a new environment, this is a new situation, and things can happen. Other things sort of for comfort would be a pacifier. If you are still a passy family or child, make sure there's a clip on it so it's not falling down, getting lost. And then some sort of blanket, whatever they like. If you're taking a special blanket, a special lovey, or just maybe it's a generic receiving blanket or a generic old swaddle blanket. Then of course, when it comes to food and drink, you need to follow airport guidelines and rules. I recommend taking an empty cup through security, whatever cup they're used to. Straw cups can cause problems on flights. The pressure can actually make liquid shoot out of the straw, so you can have a mess with that. But I do think cups where your child has to suck a little bit are probably a good thing because it can help with their ears. Another option would be, how adults will often chew gum. Maybe you give them a chewy snack for takeoff, like fruit snacks or something where they just need to be chomping. When it comes to food, be careful with any fruits and veggies. Make sure you know your rules on that. And if you're flying international or if you're just flying within the country, different rules and this and that and standards. Obviously, rules on fluids, but we do want to pack snacks. We just want to pack them smart. So toys and activities we want to pack. You definitely want to bring items that your child will be interested in. You might want to pack some old faithful toys that you know they love, but then you also might want to pack some new ones that, being new, may pique their interest and hold their attention. So you want to pack a variety of different things and try to make them not have a lot of pieces or make sense for the situation. You could do just stickers on paper. You could do the window stickies where if you have a window seat, they can play with that. If they're into coloring, or the books with the water pens, something where it's minimal parts and pieces, but still can be a lot of fun. For some kids, this could be a dinosaur or 2 dinosaurs, and they might play with that for hours, like a couple of figurines of whatever sort of thing they're interested in. If the flight is long enough and there's any chance they would be watching a movie or using screens, if they need to have a certain kind of headphone so that they're comfortable and they can enjoy that as well. And finally, in your carry-on bag, you want to have some trash bags, just some general grocery sacks. And this is for dirty items throughout the trip, whether that's dirty clothes, dirty diapers, whatever the case is. You definitely want to have some baggies. They always come in handy to have. It could also be for trash, if they're going through a lot of food, having all these empty containers. Always have some dirty bags with you. Those come in handy. Those are my main things to pack. You, of course, are going to have your own that you need to add to your list, but that's just to get you started. And I would also like to keep in mind when it comes to snacks and entertainment, make sure you also have some of these items for the return flight home and packed in your checked bag so your kid isn't getting exposure to them and they will be fresh and new later. And again, with snacks, obviously you don't want to burn through all of your snacks on the way there. You want to have some for the ride home that are non-perishables, of course. My second tip is to travel light. I recommend checking as many bags as you can. When it comes to what you're carrying on the plane, I recommend 1 bag for the adults and 1 bag for the kid. So in my situation, it was my husband, myself, and our toddler. So it was 2 adults on 1, which is super helpful. But we didn't each have our own carry-on plus the child's bag. We did their diaper bag, and then my husband had a laptop bag. He had his work stuff with him. So that was his carry-on. I actually didn't do a carry-on for myself. I just made sure anything that was super important to me went into the baby bag. I wasn't going to be enjoying the flight. I didn't need any entertainment for myself because my job was to entertain my child the whole time. Tip number 3 is to have a plan, but be flexible. Your day is not going to go perfectly. Nothing ever does, but it does help if you have plans for how you are going to get through it. So I broke it down into little things. And at first, my husband probably thought it was overkill, but logistically, when it comes to traveling with children, there is so much more to think about. What is your plan for parking your vehicle? Are you taking an Uber to the airport? Or are you planning on parking it there? Do you want to park as a family and come in together? Do you want your spouse to drop you off with the kid in the bags? They go park and meet you. What is going to work best for you in your situation? I recommend you designate who is responsible for what. You're responsible for this bag. I'm responsible for this bag. You're responsible for the tickets. I'm responsible for the child. That sort of divvying, because if you keep passing resources back and forth to each other, that's how a random jacket gets left behind or a random bag gets left behind and you have a whoops. So I recommend divvying responsibilities and consistently keeping that responsibility until you make it to your destination. So like I mentioned, going through security, how are you going to handle that? Make sure to wear a tire that's going to get you through as easily as possible, as little metal as possible. Try to get yourself through with easy access shoes on and off. Post security, what is your plan? How long do you think you're going to have? First of all, check where your gate is, verify your flight is on time, all those sort of things. And then if you have a toddler, say you have an hour before your flight, are you going to go potty now or try to wait till right before boarding? Do you need to have a snack now? Or is it better to wait and eat on the plane? Do you want to walk around and do laps? What is the plan? If I remember correctly, we had one person that was in charge of sitting with the bags. The other person was walking around with our toddler because we wanted to save all activities, all food, and all sitting for on the plane. So we walked that airport. We were doing laps and it was great. It was great. That's what I highly recommend. It's important also to think ahead on the timing for meals and for snacks. I definitely recommend eating on the plane because you're killing time anyway. There's nothing to do. You might as well eat during that time period. Also, once you land, you know how it feels hectic when the plane lands, everybody wants off. The energy kind of gets elevated. And when you land, there's no way at the airport you want to feed your child. You want to get off the plane, you want to get your bags, you want to get to a vehicle, and then you're getting to your final destination, which who knows, that could be a 30-minute drive. It could be a 45-minute drive. Are you having to get a rental car? That could be a 30-minute process. So you want to time out when your children are eating and have, again, some snacks on hand because maybe while your spouse is getting the rental car, you're sitting there doing a snack. And that's okay. You just got to ebb and flow with it and try to make it work to the best of your ability. But plan ahead as best you can. Obviously, there's delays and things like that that can cause a little bit of a snafu in the plan. The main point being, have a plan for each step, but be flexible as you go. Or is to use your resources slowly. As I've mentioned before, do not burn through all your food. Do not burn through all your resources, meaning entertainment and things with your child. When we got to the airport, we didn't get a single thing out of the bag at first. It's no activities, it's no food. It's literally, we're walking around going, wow, what is this place? We're looking at anything and everything. We're looking out the windows. We're looking at planes, luggage getting loaded, security, looking at the people that help park the planes. We're just looking and we're just taking it in. When you get on that plane, you're still looking, you're still taking it in. Let them look at that seatbelt. Let them look at the safety manual in the seat. Do not start getting things out of their bag. Do not start feeding them. Do not grab all these things. You want to wait. And I will say, this is about toddlers, but if you're a breastfeeding mama, do not nurse your baby too quickly when you get on a plane. If you plan to ever nurse during takeoff, just assume there's going to be a delay and you wait until that plane is really ready to go. Then do it. Same with if you're going to bottle feed a kid or anything like that. Do not jump the gun because delays happen. When we do decide to get food out, like I did mention possibly eating during takeoff for their ears, that is an option. Have your food packaged in small amounts. You do not want to open that diaper bag and they just see all the food and they want all the things and they eat it all in the first 5 minutes. You want to pull out a small little snack bag or container and that's what they're eating. And later, when there's boredom, when there's fussiness, you grab out another one. Do not burn through all your resources. Do not burn through all your toys. Find easy things to be entertainment. You could just wave to people as they go to the restroom. You could ask for an empty cup and play with an empty cup. It's amazing what you can come up with when you are desperate and you are just trying to entertain a toddler. My 5th tip is to be kind to the people around you. So when boarding the plane, I wasn't the type of mom who brought little snackies for everybody or little mints and earplugs and said it's our first flight. I didn't go that far with it. But I will say I smiled at a lot of people. I tried to be somewhat friendly, not grumpy towards people because yes, I had a little kid and people just, they're worried. They're worried being near you. They're like, ooh. So I just tried to be as friendly as possible. Try to show people respect too. We actually, the first time we traveled with our toddler, they were a lap child. And what was a struggle on that is by the time they sat on your lap, their feet were hitting that seat in front of them. And I did notice our daughter was pushing that seat. And the person at one point did the look over and I turned her sideways. We changed the situation and I did immediately say, oh, honey, we don't push the seat. And part of the reason I said this was that way they would know I was acknowledging oh, I'm sorry they've been pushing the seat. I'm going to do my best to rectify it. I definitely don't accept like behavior like that and rudeness. Like I want to respect everybody in their space. That was a way of me saying, I'm trying my best. Please give me some grace. My sixth and final tip is just to enjoy the adventure. Look at this like an adventure. Flying with a toddler, it's not going to be perfect and seamless, and it's not just traveling. It's an adventure with them. And just embrace it. Give them the positive vibes. You set the tone with your emotions and your vibes. Let's just pour into this experience and make it the best we can. The best thing you can do is be organized, be calm, and be positive. Throughout the day and throughout all the different experiences, talk about what is happening. We're doing this because of this. We have to walk through this. Oh, it's going to be fun. Tell them what's happening, what they're seeing, what they're feeling, what they're smelling, what they're experiencing, and embrace it. Don't fight against it. Don't hurry up. We got to get through security. Instead, we get to walk through the tunnel. Make it a cool thing and try to make it the best you can for them. And, look out those windows and look at those planes and just make it exciting and make it special for them. So I hope these tips help you to embrace this adventure, create some memories, and have fun with your family. I'm going to link a couple toddler resources that I have in the description, some free PDFs. One is a toddler checklist on things that they can start working on doing independently. So if you're interested in that, please check out the description. And if you like content like this, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you back here in the next one. Thanks. Have a wonderful day.